Good morning, grade 3. Today we are going to be creating our own visual masterpiece. Now we'll be doing something similar to this, where we'll be using lots and lots of colour, lots of shapes, lots of little 3D pop-out effects to create our own abstract representation of our own garden or our favourite flowers from our garden. To explain what I mean a little bit further, this flower, for example, I have recreated here in an abstract stylized form. So I've been able to draw some inspiration from that flower to create my own version of that flower. So how do we do this? Well, let's get started. So first of all, we're looking at oil pastels as our medium to draw our lines, and we're using a watercolor wash over that so that we get a beautiful mixture of those two mediums together. So for example, let's do a little close-up and I'll show you how this is done. So we might take some yellow, for example, and put in a line here, and we're going to fill in the space. So maybe we do a little repeating pattern here. Maybe we do a wavy line, straight line, wavy line, straight line, wavy, straight. Now, maybe I'm going to do a watercolor wash inside of that is complementary, which means it is opposite to the yellow on the color wheel. So let's look at yellow. What have we got here? Purple. So we might want to do a purple wash inside that. Or we could do analogous, which means it's similar. So maybe we do a green. So they're kind of like neighbors on the color wheel. So you know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to do a green. So let's get our watercolor here. And we're just going to mix it up with a bit of water, make it nice and watery. Now the more water you put in your watercolor, the paler it's going to be. So that's a little bit of a dark green, so that's okay. We just spread it out. And the color gets a little bit weaker. The more water you put in it and the more you spread it out. So see how the water color just sits, or it does not get absorbed by the oil pastel because oil and water do not mix, which is a little science lesson for you. So that's an example of how we do our oil pastel and watercolor background. And we might want to look at how colorful do you want to create this? What sort of colors do you like together? What colors make you feel happy? Like for me, the pinks make me always feel really happy and joyous. The yellow makes me feel happy and joyous. And the blues are more sort of a calm color. And blues and greens are kind of like cool colors, whereas the hot, warm colors are more like the oranges and reds that we see here. So the other thing which we've done is we have created some little shapes here to represent the begonia. So I have done this through creating a little bit of texture and interest. And I've done this through my little styrofoam block. This is doing a little printmaking techniques. So let me quickly show you how I've done this. Is I have just really got my styrofoam block and just a pencil and just punched out some shapes. Do some dots. Might do a line here, some more dots, another line. So we might want to paint over that. Say we do a blue, and we just paint over that. And then we go stamp, and we get some beautiful texture colours. We're going to get the whole class to create their own visual masterpiece. I want you to think of how you see your garden. What are your favourite flowers and leaves? How are you going to represent them in your painting? Then we're going to put them all up on a massive wall in our room, and everyone's is going to create one big, amazing mural. And when you look at it, you think, wow, I wonder what people see in my painting, or what do I see in my friends' paintings? I wonder what their favourite flower is. Or maybe you might think, I wonder what bees those flowers attract, or what worms are underneath the soil in all those plants in our gardens. So the choice is yours. I want you to be as creative and as imaginative as you can possibly be to create your own version of your garden and your favourite flowers and leaves within it. Thank you.